My name is Dr. Viktor Fursov. I am a research entomologist, beekeeper and teacher. And this is my channel. In today's video, today's translation is devoted to mosquitoes. Tiny mosquitoes which are living everywhere around the world, in different countries, in different continents, in different conditions, in Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and America. And these mosquitoes are living in my laboratory. You can recognize tiny worms which are crawling around and which are jumping and running everywhere around. They are submerged in water, and these are larvae of tiny mosquitoes. Mosquitoes which have name as a common house mosquito or northern house mosquito. In Latin, these mosquitoes are named Culex pipiens complex. Very different subspecies are considered to be in this under this name subspecies, bite-up specimens which are different in their ethology, biology, and their molecular differences, and partially in some morphological differences. Some biotypes we can make crossing, hybridization, so it's quite difficult to differentiate them to subspecies and species level if you are not specialist, maybe only with molecular analysis. What is interesting in this species, Culex pipiens molestus, or Culex pipiens, two different synonyms or same names of one species. Culex pipiens is a species native to Europe, which is known as a common pest in urban environment. And you can watch here inside this water small larvae of these mosquitoes. Small larvae because they are growing. They are not very big. Here there are some algae, there are some plants because they are feeding on some microorganisms under the water, and they are filtrators. Most of larvae of mosquitoes are filtrators of different microorganisms in different water reservoirs. Females of Culex pipiens, they are feeding on different variety of vertebrate hosts, so adults, not larvae. Adults, they are blood-sucking insects, so they can contribute to amplification cycle of some viruses. Yes, I was thinking that this species not connected with viruses. Yes, it was indicated in some publications that were connected with West Nile virus among birds and occasionally spillover of viruses to humans and to other mammals populations. And Culex pipiens mosquitoes also major vectors of both West Nile and Usutu viruses in Europe. And also even this very common species from genus Culex, not from genus Anopheles, which is important vector of malaria distribution. This species can transmit several other arboviruses. Arboviruses can also act as a vector of special worms, as named filarial worms, including Canine dirofilariasis, and also some organisms as Plasmodia which cause avian malaria or malaria of birds. Okay, let's talk about biological cycle of these insects, about the ecology, behavior, and ethology. Populations of these common species, they have very pronounced plasticity in disparities in morphology, in ethology. That's why many different species names have been described. What about biology? You can see here some larvae in the water reservoir. Tiny larvae about 5 millimeter size. And here there is a small batch of dark dots. These are dark dots floating on water. And these are batches of eggs of adults, of females of common mosquito. Where did I get it? One of my colleagues presented me these batches of eggs because he has population of these insects, of these larvae and adults on his balcony. He collected them on his balcony in springtime because all these tiny mosquitoes were developing in his heated balcony during the winter. So females will lay eggs on the surface of water in small containers under his flowers. So that's why he collected these tiny batches of eggs, which were floating. And later I put here in water so many thousands of different larvae hatched from eggs. Unfortunately, some of them died because of cool temperature in laboratory. Not very warm, not 30 degrees, about 15, about 18 Celsius degrees. But still they're active, they're floating underwater. And we talk about biological cycle. Well, about females. Females of mosquitoes lay their eggs on water surfaces in batches as egg rafts containing about from 100 to 200 eggs. I looked on these batches under a microscope, these small dots in the middle of screen. I calculated about 120 eggs in one small piece of eggs, in one small batch. These eggs are not dormant, they are not overwintering, so larvae, they are hatching rapidly as soon as embryonic development is complete. The duration of development depends on temperature for sure. Eggs were hatching after only 1 day at the temperature 30 Celsius degree, and after 3 days and 20 degrees, and about 10 days at 10 degrees. And for instance, at the temperature about 7 Celsius degrees, embryonic development of eggs cannot be completed, so eggs will die. The larvae of common mosquito develop in adults within a few weeks, so I'm expecting to receive some pupae, some adults after completing of a life cycle of this larvae, but after a certain period of time. Also, it's depending from temperature. Larvae develop into adults during 6-7 days very quickly at 30 degrees Celsius and 20-25 days at the temperature plus 15 Celsius degrees. And by the way, these larvae are very adaptable. They can inhabit nearly every type of water resource. Larvae of Culex pipiens, home mosquitoes, can be found in temporary or semi-temporary, semi-permanent water resources, in ponds with vegetation, inside rice fields, along river edges, in still zones, in areas prone to inundation, in puddles and ruts, occasionally even in water-filled tree holes, so even in a forest in tree holes. And also larvae of common mosquitoes or house mosquitoes also frequently occur in man-made water resources and water bodies, such as flooded cellars, in buildings construction sites, in road drains, in pills, in water barrels, in water tanks with water, metal tanks, in ornamental ponds, and in any type of container, like plates or containers under flowers or in gardens. They can even breed in clear water and in very polluted water with many organic matters. So they tolerate in small water reservoirs with some type of salinity, such as coastal marshes or rock pools. Maybe they can develop even in a bath tube, why not, if temperature allows them to do it. Only mated females, they can overwinter in shelters which are free of deep frost, such as cellars, in caves, in bunkers, or in ground burrows. By the way, females of common mosquitoes or Culex pipiens are biting any warm-blooded vertebrates at night, indoors or outdoors, and the rest indoors for blood digestion. Reactivation of diapausing or overwintering females usually occurs in springtime, when temperature and photoperiod increase. And also adults of mosquitoes, they fly not far away from their breeding site, usually not more than 500 meters. So they live in nearby their water resources, near water their larvae are living. Culex pipiens are native species for Africa, for Asia, and Europe, and nowadays is widely distributed in temperate regions of Europe, in Asia, Australia, in North and Southern America. Maybe there are some information about distribution in new areas in America, in Asia, and Australia. What's about transmission of some pathogens? Yes, surprisingly, this species of common mosquito is broadly distributed and bites a wide range of hosts. This species enters into contact with a wide range of pathogens. So consequently, adult populations show natural infection and some vector competences, even some vectorial capacities with several pathogens. And it's indicated in the literature that Culex pipiens appears to be a major vector of both West Nile and Ursutu viruses, vector of caninidiphilarial worms and avian malaria parasites in Europe. Not vector of malaria, human malaria, but avian malaria, which is spread among birds. So, I can repeat again, major vector of a West Nile virus, which is indicated in Europe, by the way, and found some females infected in nature. In Europe, there are some cases indicated in literature with infection of by West Nile virus in Czech Republic, in Portugal, in Spain, in Romania, in Russia, in Croatia, in Greece, in Serbia. And laboratory experiments demonstrated in literature that European populations are susceptible to West Nile virus and capable for transmission of this virus. And another one, this is Ursutu virus, then Rift Valley fever virus indicated in Egypt, Japanese encephalitis virus indicated in China, Sindbis virus indicated as well. Tahina virus indicated in Romania. And some others as well, especially also important for pets. These are Dirophiliariosis, which is indicated in laboratory experiments, possibility to transmit through biting activity Dirophiliariosis worms, which is indicated in Europe, and also transmission of avian malaria, parasites such as Plasmodium relictum, Plasmodium vahani in northern hemisphere, not among humans, but among birds. What about public health control measures? Of course, if wastewaters are poorly managed, so this species can have a serious nuisance for humans across large cities in urbanized areas. So vector management is our primary option to prevent and control outbreaks of these mosquitoes. Different types of traps can be used for monitoring, including CO2 baited traps and also water enticed gravid traps to attract some pathogen infected mosquitoes for investigation for laboratory control. Suppression of population of mosquitoes can be based on environmental management, such as treatment of larval breeding sites. Mosquitoes population can be suppressed by application of bioinsecticides against larvae to avoid emergence of adults. For that, two microbial bioinsecticides can be used, such as Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis and Licinibacillus sphericus. These are two special bioinsecticides are highly specific in targeting only mosquito larvae of a family Culicidae, and no other organisms developing in mosquito breeding sites. Also, some chemical insecticides can be used, but they can be used against adult mosquitoes, such as pyrethroids, but they are not specific, and they may have some impact on other fauna of invertebrates and even vertebrates. And personal protective measures for humans can be very effective in reducing the risk of mosquito bites, for sure. House mosquito is the most well-known mosquito species in Europe and significant vector of some pathogens for humans and animals, but especially for avian fauna, for birds. It's quite difficult to control the population of human mosquitoes, but you can control their breeding sites to eliminate places for their development. So if you have some water sources, like some plates, containers, you can take them off. So all these tiny larvae will not be presented anywhere, just around your house. So quite easy to control it in. To reduce the number of these tiny larvae, which are growing very fast when they are pupating, floating under the water. And finally, adults of biting mosquitoes can be emerged from this funny pupa. Here I have 2 pupae only, and others these are larvae and some dust after feeding. So this all a lot of different mosquitoes. So be careful about mosquitoes. Try to prevent your home environment from water resources with larvae. Eliminate water containers. Eliminate mosquitoes with insecticides or biopesticides. And you will be healthy and happy, and you will not have any bites of mosquitoes around your house. This was a short video about mosquitoes, which are living in urban environment, and they have nuisance and some danger for health of humans. But not too much, because they are not Anopheles genus. Culex is much less dangerous. Most important, this is malaria mosquitoes or Anopheles mosquitoes. But Culex pipiens, this is just potential species for natural development of some viruses. Most important for malaria, this is Anopheles, Maculipennis, and other biotypes. Thank you for watching. Press like, write your comments, and ask your questions. And visit my Patreon page. Good luck. See you soon on my channel. Subscribe, visit Patreon, and visit Buy Me Coffee for support of the channel. Good luck. See you soon on my channel.